24/7, 365. The fantasy season never dies. Welcome to Every Day is Draft Day. Presented by Champions Round.
What is up, everyone? Happy Friday. Welcome to the latest edition of Every Day is Draft Day, the second ever episode of Hot Takes and Pancakes. Joining Steph and I today are our wonderful co-hosts, Jeff Haseley and Jason Gold. What is up, everyone?
What's going on?
Happy Friday, everyone.
It's Friday. Dan's already having a beer. Things are good.
Things are good. Dan fixes audio stuff, hopefully.
I know you sound so much better, thank God.
Thank you. Thank you very much. All right, so today on the show, as we did last week, we're just going to be going around the room. Everyone, says a hot take, and then everyone else trashes it, pretty much. So we're going to start.
Really good summary of.
Thank you. That's really what it was. So we're not going to be eating actual pancakes because we don't have any right now. Sorry, false advertising. But Jeff, we'll start with you since you're top left on my screen, and you're the one in the suite at Panther Stadium.
Oh boy, let's see. All right, my first take, I think we're going to start with is Cooper Kupp. Is it possible that Cooper Kupp doesn't finish as the top number one wide receiver this year in fantasy?
Yeah, he's not going to.
Yes, obviously.
Is it possible? Yes.
Is it possible? Yeah. Is he
possible.
going to?
He's not going to.
I
think
bet
he is.
against it. I would bet against it.
You would.
Yeah.
So you would take the field versus Cooper
Yes.
Kupp?
I would take Justin Jefferson straight up.
So, all right, if this is how we're looking at it, if Cooper Kupp isn't the number one, do you have a choice of who would be?
Justin Jefferson.
I would take either of the LSU wide receivers, either Jefferson or Chase, probably.
Yeah.
Jarvis Landry.
Yes, Jarvis.
Yeah.
Odell
Yeah.
Beckham.
Yeah. Jarvis Landry is going to finish as the wide receiver.
Speaking of hot takes, there it is.
There it is.
You heard it here first. Jarvis Landry.
He's been killing it in practice.
Okay.
Everyone has.
Everyone's killing it against air.
So
Either everyone's in the best shape ever, is going to have the best season ever, or is a fat piece of shit.
Or they're fat and have asthma. Those are the other two.
I still think that
Poor
Cooper
Burks.
Kupp is going to be the number one. I mean, he is
Really?
just he's such a dominant receiver.
Awesome.
He knows the game, knows it well. He obviously Stafford likes him. He enjoys the ability to pass him the ball time and time again. We've seen multiple 10-plus target games from him, right? So I just think that Kupp is that player that fits perfectly into that offense, and that offense isn't changing much. I mean, they're getting Allen Robinson, but Kupp is still going to have his role. I just think that he is.
So, Smalls and I are on the same page.
Yes, that's why you're on the bottom now. You're wrong.
Okay, well, I'll raise you one then. If you think if all the above statements are true, then do you think that the Rams run it back and go to the Super Bowl?
Yep.
I mean, it's possible. They've got to be pretty high up on the rankings in terms of Jason. What's their future pick right now in terms of the Super Bowl?
I think they're sixth.
Sixth, really?
Sixth?
I'll go find it right now.
That's surprising because I mean, what all has changed? They've got.
But let's remember they were the 4 seed last year in the NFC. Like they had a great run in the playoffs, but they weren't super dominant during the season, and that division's still tough. They're one injury away from Kupp or Stafford from being in a world of pain. Everybody's a year older. Like still think they'll make the playoffs and have a shot, but I would in no way say they're the favorites to make it back to the Super Bowl.
I think they're going back to back.
Yeah, I think.
My God! How many beers did you have on before you came on?
A quarter.
Are you crazy? They're not going back to back.
Crazy? How is it crazy?
It's crazy. It's madness. Because you know how hard it is to go back to back.
Yeah, that's not a good reason for them not to go back to back.
Because
it
it's
is,
hard.
Though,
because it's hard. Yeah. Okay.
Their team hasn't.
It's hard to go first time too. They still did it.
Okay.
Granted, it did take some injuries to Tampa Bay. When the Rams beat Tampa, Tampa was without Chris Godwin. They were without Antonio Brown. What was it? Tristan Wirfs got hurt in that game, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. So
that's what I'm saying. I feel like it's only they're 2 to 3 injuries in the wrong position, and they're toasted, I think.
Yeah, but you can say that about any team, though.
Yeah,
Any
but
team's best player gets hurt, of course.
The difference
Oh my
between
God.
them and the difference between the Rams and the other teams is because of the way that they've constructed the cap, where they're
Yeah.
so heavy on all these guys, where they're paying $30 million to stars. And it's probably a good strategy, but they've definitely employed this stars and scrubs thing. It's almost like they drafted an auction draft. So you have one of those big guys go down, it affects them more than a lot of teams because they don't have the depth or the backups necessary to try and compete. So
yeah.
you lose a Donald, a Ramsey, a Stafford, or a Cup. One of those four guys at all, it's an uphill climb for them more than some other teams.
I agree with that.
All good points. Is Cup your top receiver then? So he's not. Jefferson
No,
is?
I would. I think you can go Jefferson, Cup, Chase in any order. I think I'm okay with in a fantasy draft. I'd probably still take Cup 1, but if you're asking me if I'm gambling on it, yeah, I would take the field and I would pay.
Right.
I would lay like minus like 400 against it.
I see.
Uh,
And
let's
I
see.
think
So
that's a smart
the-
play. And it's
the
interesting
NFL
how
future-
one is different from the other.
Yeah, so let me just get back to the Rams thing. So
Mhm.
Rams are tied for 4th right now at BetMGM. Bills
I think that's
plus
fair.
650, Bills plus 650, Bucks plus 750, Chiefs plus 900, Packers and Rams at 1100, and 49ers at 1400. That's the top 6.
That's crazy.
49er? That is like
Packers?
so baffling to me.
There's no way the Packers are no.
The Packers
Somebody-
defense it could be the best, like at least is going to be a top 3, top 5.
Yeah, and they have no one to throw to.
The Cowboys are plus 1600. They're tied for 7th. That's insane.
Every year, no one learns since '90s. We don't learn anything about the Cowboys for some reason.
The
And
Chargers
I don't,
finally making the playoffs.
The Chargers
should.
definitely making the playoffs.
Yeah,
If they
I
don't,
agree
that's
with
a
that.
that's a
I mean,
colossal failure.
well, true, right? But I mean, there's so many AFC teams. Someone is going to be a good team that's not going to make it.
It's not going to be the Chargers, though. I mean,
Won't be the Chargers.
Their overall best talent-wise. Their
So
best
who?
team.
All right. So who's going to be the best team in the AFC not to make the playoffs? Yeah, right. Titans, maybe.
Oh, Titans definitely are not. I talked about this on my show last night. I am very low on the Titans. I would love to take their win total under. I am not high on them. I think that their roster is, first of all, they have an aging Derrick Henry, who is basically going to be playing with a metal foot that did not look good when he came back. They relied really heavily on A.J. Brown. You take A.J. Brown out of this scenario, and then you have a pissed off Tannehill, a defense that's whatever. I don't think that they should be the favorites to win the AFC South by any means.
Yeah, Tennessee's definitely not making the playoff. I would take the Chargers over Tennessee 10 out of 10 times.
The best team.
I think the Titans could come in third.
What
That's
about
how serious. That's how low I am.
The
Ravens.
Ravens, maybe, or
I think the Bengals. No, not the Bengals. Oh, maybe
Browns?
the Bengals. The Bengals or the Browns would be my guess. I'm looking at AFC odds right now.
Mhm.
Bills plus 350, they'll make it. Chiefs plus 450, they'll probably make it.
I could
Broncos
see the
plus
Steelers not making it too.
Yeah.
If they
They're not
flirt,
that
if they
good.
flirt with Mitch Trubisky too long, I could see them not making it.
But their win
Their
total right
schedule
now,
is not nice.
but they don't travel at all. But their win total is
That's
only
true.
7.5, so they're definitely not favored to
Oh,
make the
okay.
playoffs at all. Broncos
That's true.
plus 850. I could see the Broncos
The
missing.
Broncos,
it.
I think, will.
I don't. I would love.
I mean,
them.
they're the
possible.
first team that I've listed where I'm like, oh, okay, I see a path for them not to make the playoffs. Chargers plus 800, they'll probably make it. Browns plus 900, depending on the Watson thing. I mean, they might be screwed. Ravens plus 1100. I'm high on the Ravens this year. I think they'll make the playoffs. I think they're going to win that division.
Patriots?
Bengals plus 1100.
Ravens are going to win the
Patriots?
division. Bengals are.
You think that? Who's winning the division?
The Bengals, not the Ravens.
Oh, I mean that's fair.
I think the
it's
Ravens stay
like-
healthy. They're going to give them a run for their money, and I think that division's going to like. You have to play awesome defense, I think, to win that division. I think that's how they win, honestly, because I think you can make an argument for the
I
offenses.
just think Cincinnati has such an advantage in offensive firepower over everyone else that
That's fine.
they'll win. Honestly.
and their
Yeah,
defense is sneaky.
The
They can
roster
be good.
construction, surprisingly, is really good for the Bengals.
Yeah.
My concern with the Bengals is just like my gambling brain comes into it. They won so many close games last year, and their point differential was kind of trash. Like they definitely got lucky, and obviously got lucky in the playoffs there. So it's more of a fade on that than an actual like that's going to even out. The turnovers are going to even out. the point differential is going to even out. So they're probably going to struggle a little bit more than they did last year. They could definitely still win the division. Still a really good team, but I don't anticipate them making a real run again this season.
Will the Patriots have a chance?
No.
Or do you think they're out?
They're out.
Their
Too
coaching,
deep of an AFC.
their coaching staff thing is so weird. Does anyone have like a read on that? It doesn't
Well,
make any
there's
sense.
no offensive coordinator. Belichick's the offensive coordinator because they lost McDaniels.
But they have Joe Judge.
Yeah, right.
That's not.
So I got into a fight with a Patriots fan on Twitter because they told me that it wasn't Joe Judge, it's all the Giants' fault, and that Joe Judge is gonna make Giants fans realize that it was the Giants team and had nothing to do with Judge because he's gonna do really well in New England. And I was like, I am really excited for you to live out that journey because I don't think it's gonna go the way that you think it's gonna go. But I love your enthusiasm because you sound like me last year when he was rolling around in mud. So have fun.
Yeah. No, I don't think the Patriots have a shot. I think both the Bills and Dolphins are going to be better than them.
Dolphins is an interesting one.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know what to expect from Tua. I really like Mike McDaniel. I think he'll have a good plan in place. Obviously, I love the addition of Tyreek, although I don't know if I'd pay him $30 million a year. But I think they're the team that I'm most interested to see what their offense looks like through like the first 4 or 5 weeks of the year.
The Chargers owner's sister is suing him.
Oh, yeah, for control of the team. Yeah. Classic.
I love it.
All right. Hey, Dan, how about you? You got a hot take for us?
I do. This is more
We got it.
fantasy related than regular NFL. My hot take is, excuse me, in redraft this year, no running back should go in the first round.
Just
Okay.
flat out none.
I don't hate it at all. I don't hate it at all.
Absolutely none. So here's why. And I have actual. This isn't like I have actual.
Okay.
There,
He has
in the past-
empirical evidence, folks.
I do.
Oh, that's so cute.
Thank you. So any running back the first overall pick. Everyone, Jonathan Taylor is the first overall, pretty much this year. Everyone, it's the consensus. No running back that's been picked first has finished first since 2010. Before 2010, it hasn't happened, right?
Okay.
So, all the running backs are coming out with injuries. McCaffrey has played 10 games in the last 2 seasons, so he's out. And just wide receiver wise, they stay healthy. The top wide receivers stay healthy. Most of them played 17 or 16 games. You have to go all the way down to wide receiver 15, which was Chris Godwin last year, to find a wide receiver that missed a significant amount of time. That's not the case for running backs. Running backs, you can go down to running back 4 to see someone that's missed time, and that was Dalvin Cook, who missed 3 games. So I mean, availability is the best availability. And if I'm going in the first round, I want a guy that's going to be there. Yeah, running back is scarce for the good ones, but if they're not on the field, it doesn't matter.
So I see the strategy of you not wanting to take a running back no matter what, and I think that's kind of what you're saying, as opposed to no running back's going to go in the first round. I mean, someone's going to take a running back.
Oh,
You
no,
know
no,
that.
I know that someone definitely, they're going to go. I'm saying they should.
Mhm.
All
You
right,
should.
So 2 questions.
Okay.
Dan, 2 questions real quick for you then.
Yeah. go
One,
ahead.
you have the first pick in redraft. Who are you taking?
That's a good question. I'm still
Cup
listening. I'm going to
Jefferson
get
or
my
I like
computer
Cup. I like
charger.
Cup, honestly.
Cup?
Cup.
Okay.
You're
And
sick.
then if you're in a 10-person league, right?
Yeah.
And you're fully committed to no running back in the first round.
Right.
Who would be the 10 players you take in the first round? What would be your power rankings?
Ooh.
Oh, here we go.
All right. So 1 second. No, I got this. Let me just look it up real quick. Give me 1 second. Let me pull it up.
Yeah.
So Cup,
I'll tell you.
Cup is
Well,
one.
you got to have Cup, Jefferson, Chase, right?
All right. So
Those three.
Cup Jefferson, Chase. So that's 3.
Okay.
Right.
Mhm.
Andrews, Kelsey.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So you're taking 2 tight ends?
Yeah. Hill, Diggs, and Debo. How many is
Okay.
that? And then Adams. That should be 12.
So
No.
you have the 3 wide receivers. Then
Yeah,
you took
so-
Kelsey, Andrews. That's 5.
Yeah.
Whew.
Bless
And
you.
then you took
I think you're up
Debo.
to 8.
Adams, Samuel, Hill, Diggs.
so
I think
that's
you're up
10.
to 8 with the
Or
2 tight
9.
ends.
So
Oh, 9. Okay.
That's 9.
I agree to a certain extent. I feel like there's always two running backs that are probably worth taking. Like last year, I think there was two that probably finished overall. I think it was Taylor and Eckler. And they both had like an average of like 22, 21 points. And then there's always a drop off. Like, cause then I think it's Najee next that like was like averaging 17 something a game. So I feel like I agree with you to some extent. I think I'm comfortable taking Taylor in the back end there, but I think that there's a toss up between Taylor and the next guy.
Yeah. But then you have players like Patterson and Connor and Fournette that weren't even drafted in the first 5 rounds, and they were bringing back.
I was drafted
running back value. So there's no that you can find this thing that you can't find good running backs later on is crazy to me. Like you don't have to use a first round pick on a name guy in order to get back good value. And I just want the guy that's going to be there. Yeah, like injuries, you can't know when injuries are going to happen. But historically, running back is the more injured position. And I just want to, if I'm going first round pick, especially first overall, like Jonathan Taylor has no upside. Like if you're drafting him first, he has to be running back 1 for it to return value. So there's no upside for him there. And
that's fair.
I don't want that. So and if he gets hurt, or if McCaffrey gets hurt again, or Derrick Henry, Saquon Barkley, all these name guys that don't finish seasons anymore, and they're still, and it's not like they're old. Like Barkley's only 25, and he can't finish the season. McCaffrey can't finish the season.
And you could argue too, this is an interesting year because these guys are dropping. Like this is the year to totally not take a running back, because at this point you can get these elite guys in like the 3rd round, 4th round. So what's the point in taking them in the 1st or 2nd, because they're gonna fall?
I was just doing a dynasty draft, right now, a 12-teamer that McCaffrey won in the 5th round.
That makes sense.
Like.
Jeez.
Like,
so
and
it must have been super flex.
Yeah, this is just my redraft though. Like this take is only for redraft. This year. I'm not taking. I don't think running back should go first round.
So I did an article about this. This is back in like the Steven Jackson era, so years ago, right? And it was somewhere along the line of like 55 or 58% of running backs that were in the top 10 year one plus one the next year. That's what you've got 58% of those running backs in the top 10 again, right? So that's a big percentage of backs that just aren't even in the top 10. So, I mean, I get what you're saying. I totally get it. And I subscribe to that, but it's so it's really tough not to take a Jonathan Taylor or an Austin Eckler, especially if
but why?
Those top name receivers are gone.
Why is it tough?
Because those are running backs who could give you the points that you need on a weekly basis consistently. If you subscribe to the fact that those running backs are in that age range where they're not necessarily at the point where they're wearing down. I don't think Taylor's wearing down. Eckler doesn't really get enough carries. He's more of a weapon, and he gets receptions. You could say the same thing about McCaffrey too. I don't think that I'm going to be surprised if McCaffrey misses a lot of time this year. I think he has a bounce back.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I do. And maybe it's just more of a hunch or a gut type of instinct here. But
I bet he finishes worse than last year.
All right.
Okay. Wow. You think McCaffrey's going to finish worse than last year?
Yeah, I agree.
And I think about it in this sense, and this is why he keeps getting hurt. This is why guys like Saquon get hurt. This is why the top guys always end up getting hurt when they're on teams that don't have rosters that can support them, and they're expected to be the entire team. And I think that that's going to happen again, and they're not supporting him in the way he needs to. I don't even know what their plan is for quarterback, which makes me think even more. They're going to end up going with running the ball, and then Christian McCaffrey's going to get hurt again. They're not ready to have him be every single week guy, and it sucks. I did an article on this, like when I used to still write articles and like doing that, and didn't just like scream on video. Like you see these guys get hurt because they're not on a team where like they're expected to just fill their actual role. They're expected to go above and beyond, and they shouldn't have to do that, especially in the running back position. It's why these guys get hurt. Derrick Henry, it's Saquon Barkley. It's why they get hurt.
I have a hot take on Christian McCaffrey. I don't think he should play running back anymore. I think he should be used like Debo.
There's a lot of talk. There's a lot of talk.
I think that's the best. That's the best way to extend his career and to make him into the player that he always kind of wanted to be. It's the way that I always thought that Reggie Bush should have been used. Wide receiver first, do jet sweeps. Maybe you get 5-6 carries a game, maybe 10 max, and that's it. There's no reason for Christian McCaffrey to be handed the ball and run right up the middle. It makes no sense for his game.
Yep. I think we're going to start seeing like the league's going to transition to like a hybrid position, and we're going to see that be a position that like is actually a thing on every team where they use these guys in these like hybrid roles.
The Debo, the Cordero Patterson role. Maybe who knows? Maybe Paris Campbell becomes that player.
Yeah.
Curtis Samuel has kind of done that in a way.
Any of these slender running backs, like sure, if you have a Najee or a Derrick Henry, like that guy's obviously not lining up at slot, but anyone who looks like McCaffrey or is built like McCaffrey should be in that role. It makes way more sense. And if you're going to pay the guy $20 million a year, you're getting way more out of him in the modern NFL as a wide receiver than a running back. It's like that's just how you should be playing and paying these players.
Yeah.
But in order for him to have that success, though, he also has to have that allure of him being a running back and lining up in the backfield.
Yeah, exactly. But
he's got to get on the field too.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's mean, but like I can't. I just like I feel like. And I was off of McCaffrey last year for the same reasons I am this year. It's more on the Panthers, and it has nothing to do with the skill level and how I feel about Christian McCaffrey, the football player. It's that I don't think he's going to be set up to stay healthy, to be successful through the entire season. I don't see it happening. That's what's happened with Saquon Barkley. Like the same thing. I see it happen. So you can't expect these guys to just be completely mutilated as like the only guy on the team doing something.
What about the guys like LaDainian Tomlinson or Emmitt Smith or all these other running backs who have crazy amount of volume
anymore? The NFL doesn't exist.
Yeah. Well, Tomlinson's when Tomlinson played, he was a dual threat. I mean, Marshall Faulk also. They didn't suffer those season-ending injuries like we're seeing with like McCaffrey or like you mentioned. Barkley.
Part of that is luck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You also have to realize Tomlinson's best that legendary season was 16 years ago now. Like it's been a while.
It's a different game.
I'm not here to feel old right now. I feel like you didn't need to say the 16-year thing. Okay.
All right, we'll keep it moving. I got a hot take.
All right, go for it.
All right. The guy that I'm selling the most and fading the most in redraft and in Dynasty, more specifically for Dynasty, is Austin Eckler. I think we're at the end. I think I'd rather get out right now, get over the hump. I don't think that he'll end up being the starting running back. I don't think he's going to stay healthy for the entire season this year. I know that Herbert loves him, and he's obviously a playmaker for him. Maybe that's great when it comes to playoff time, but I don't think Eckler's going to get nearly the volume that he got the last two seasons.
You mean as a rusher or just volume in general?
I think he's going to be injured. Remember, this guy is really small. The last 2 years, he's gotten quite a bit of volume. And I think that we're getting to a point. I think he's like 27, 28 years old at this point. I think the end is coming, and when it comes for these running backs, it happens really quickly. It's overnight. So I'd rather get out on Eckler now and fade him in redraft and not even have to worry about it.
I don't have an argument.
I don't really have that much of an argument there about that either.
That's lukewarm at best.
That's what I said. Hot take.
I mean, it's you want to be able to trade, especially in Dynasty. You want to be able to trade someone, before it's too late, before that window closes. And yeah, right now Eckler has a fairly big window. Same with Kamara, although his is starting to shut a little bit, but he's in that same boat. McCaffrey as well.
Kamara's being faded. I actually kind of want to buy Kamara. I think that people are undervaluing how much Jameis is going to dump off the ball to him this season.
Yeah, Kamara had very good weeks when Jameis was on the field. So I am not opposed to that. I don't love it. He's still this legal crap is kind of still in the air, and I just don't. I had too many headaches last year with my team. I'm just it's not my vibe. I don't feel like doing it again. I just want people that just are on the field and I don't have to worry about it.
Yeah. I mean, he was still top 5 in points per game with the players that play at least 14 games. So I don't know why everyone's fading him. It's crazy.
He's 14th right now. He should be ahead of, and I love Nick Chubb, but the guy doesn't catch any passes. He should be ahead of him in redraft, I think.
Yeah.
All right. Want my hot take?
Yes.
I'm going to make it extra hot so that it's
are you just coming up with a take just to make it hot, or is this
no? I am the anti-CMC and the anti-Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes
Oh, here we go.
Is not the QB1 in any format. I don't give a rat's ass what format we're talking about. He has not finished as the QB1 since 2018. He's had a QB8 finish, QB4 finishes. There's just straight up better quarterbacks that you can have. And I cannot stand people that still haven't ranked as QB1. Like,
well, let me just say that it wouldn't really surprise me if Mahomes falls out of the top 3 or even the top 5.
Oh,
and
yeah.
And I think one of the biggest reasons is because he doesn't have Tyreek Hill. He won't have.
Hey, the depth chart's a joke on that team. It's not what it used to be, and there's no reason to believe that he's like still going to be within the top 5. I'm so over Patrick Mahomes.
What he does have though is Andy Reid, and because he has Andy Reid, I think the offense is still going to be alive, and they're still going to do well. But I'm not sure if he's going to, who's going to be his go-to long deep ball guy.
MVS.
Now the Tyreek, well, maybe, but could he do other things too?
Jalen Hurts.
I'm not sure.
Jalen Hurts, Josh Allen, Herbert.
Wait, did you say Jalen Hurts in the top 3?
No, I'm trying to think of guys that could beat him. I'm not saying I agree with it. I'm just saying people that could step into that conversation.
Jalen Hurts,
Lamar, Murray.
Lamar is who I'm missing.
Dak.
Kyler Murray
Dak,
could randomly
Herbert,
have a
Allen,
resurgence.
Brady.
Dak, all these.
Derek Carr
I'd rather
could be
take
a
them
top 5
all.
quarterback.
Yeah.
I would take them
Trey
all.
Trey Lance.
Redraft, give me Russell Wilson, and I've been off the guy for years. Like I don't want Patrick Mahomes at all. I don't want him. I don't care. Keep him. Everyone enjoy him. I will not be feasting on that. I'm over him. Don't like his weapons.
Top 10.
Right?
Juju's gonna be top 10.
I'm cool with Juju. See, the thing is, I'd rather take Juju. Like I'm fine with that. There's just something about Mahomes. I think it's just everyone's still ranking him as QB1. I don't know how you could have looked at like even the last season and still have him as QB1.
All right, so what's your QB power rankings right now in redraft?
Top 5 we'll go. Make it easy.
Josh Allen, Lamar healthy, Herbert. I guess you could stick Mahomes there, and then I think from 5 to 8, it's a toss-up.
Where do you have Joe Burrow?
6. I just made that up. Like
6.
I think
he's
probably around 6.
I've got Josh Allen first. I've got Justin Herbert second, Mahomes third, Lamar Jackson fourth, Joe Burrow fifth, Kyle Murray sixth, Jalen Hurts seventh, Tom Brady eighth, Dak Prescott ninth, Derek Carr 10th.
Yeah.
Those are fair, and I love the Derek Carr take. I'm all like,
yeah.
I couldn't be fading the Raiders any harder this year. I love Derek Carr, but I'm so out.
Oh.
Why?
They were the luckiest team in the NFL last year.
yeah.
The luckiest team. I understand they have Devonta Adams. He'll be great. Waller, whatever. Do I what?
Do you understand that they have Devonta Adams? Because why would you fade them?
Because this is the best time to do it.
Still not
They've got Devonta.
The reason that all right, Dan. The reason that you're buying in on it is exactly why I'm wanting to fade it, because everybody thinks that.
He's being a fade brat. He spends an hour with me now every single day, and he's becoming a fade brat.
Yeah.
This is what I do.
Yep, I'm learning.
I love it.
You've been infected by Steph.
So if
The Raiders are the only team I bet their win total under last year, and they freaking went over. So I'm also annoyed with them.
They've got an improved defense, right? Mm-hmm. They've got Chandler Jones along with Max Crosby as their pass rush, which is outstanding in my opinion. Don't forget about Hunter Renfrow too, him and Adams, and they have Waller. Josh Jacobs, along with Josh McDaniels' ability to get running backs involved, especially in the passing game.
Josh Jacobs is trash.
I don't think he is.
I don't think he is. I am a Josh Jacobs lover, but I want him to go somewhere else. I don't want him on the Raider. I don't love Josh Jacobs.
He quietly had 50 catches last year.
I didn't forget.
And now they have McDaniels, who we know that he loves to use the running backs in the short range passing offense.
Yeah.
Who's the Raiders' number one backup running back right now?
Zamir White, probably.
No, don't they have
Kenyon Drake?
Yeah, Drake.
Yeah, Kenyon Drake. There you go.
I am absolutely hammering all of the Raiders' backup running backs this season.
Yeah.
Because it won't be Jacobs for the entire year. Another great fade from me.
There you go.
Turning into the fade
God,
guy.
Fade guy.
I need a drink after this.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, I mean, and there's talk that Jacobs is not going to be renewed next year, so therefore,
Good.
the Raiders could they could give him a ton of volume and rely on him heavily as a result.
There's no reason to re-sign a running back in today's NFL. There just isn't.
No, you're right. You're probably right about that. I don't know. I like Jacobs this year. I think he'll be.
He's not trash, but
What do you think the projected finish for the AFC West is?
Chargers. I think I think it's the Chargers' time. Chargers,
Broncos,
Chargers, Chiefs,
Raiders.
The Chiefs could disappoint us this year.
Oh,
And
I don't care about the Chiefs. I hope
this
they
is
come
the-
in last.
this
I don't.
is the
I
time for
cannot
them to be
hate a team
disappointed.
more.
That division
All right,
is
so
stacked.
I just got shit on fading the Raiders, yet you guys think that they're going to finish last in the division, which means they probably go.
I don't. I'm not shitting on you. I was with you. I'm fading.
We're talking about the players though, not necessarily the team. You're talking about the team.
I think the Broncos are going to disappoint people. I think there's too much going on over there, and I don't think it's going to translate to the field the way that everyone thinks it's going to translate.
Disagree.
I think the Broncos are going to be a surprise. I think we'll be impressed with the Broncos.
Yeah, I think so too. I think the Broncos are being very underrated. I don't understand why everyone doesn't like the Broncos this year.
I don't know.
All right.
The same reason I sold Metcalf last year, and I don't regret a single thing about
Well, that's
it.
different. Now he has Drew Lock throwing. Him.
Is Arizona going to finish over San Francisco in the NFC West?
Cliff Kingsbury, first coach fired. Give me that.
Yeah, we talked about this.
Yeah, I'll take that.
First coach
all day
fired?
long.
Yeah.
First coach fired. Yeah. I think there's a chance that it starts really, really bad.
I think Arizona
D-Hop.
is going to be a disaster.
Why is
D-Hop's
that?
out.
I'm just curious. I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just
No
curious.
D-Hop. Kyler Murray is being a complete brat, which Steph
Mhm.
kind of loves, but also kind of hates.
Mm-hmm.
James Conner, in no way, shape, or form, is going to have a season even close to last year. They lost
Enough.
Chase Edmonds. Their offensive line is kind of a disaster still. Kyler's going to be running for his life. Sure, they have two tight ends, whatever. Marquise Brown drops every touchdown pass he's ever been thrown. The defense lost. J.J. Watt's 47 years old. Chandler Jones.
How old is Ertz? Isn't Ertz 100 too?
Yeah.
Yes, he's 100.
Yes.
So you asked me, like, I'll fade them too. So,
Okay.
I'll take
Heck
that
'em.
under win total for sure.
right.
Heck 'em.
All right.
That's fine.
Heck.
I have no
Wait, who else? There's another team that I'm fading really hard, but I can't think of it. How many games do you guys think Seattle wins? I'm dying to know.
3.
5 or less?
3.
Yeah.
3,
I think
3.
their win total is 5.5.
Yep, under.
Yikes.
Thank you.
I mean, if they have Geno Smith starting as their quarterback,
It won't matter.
and he's the same Geno Smith that we've seen before, and then that begs the question: what do you do with DK Metcalf?
Trade him.
Right, or Tyler Lockett? Is Metcalf now lower than?
Yep.
I don't know. I mean, are you picking him
I'm not touching
the
him.
20? Yeah,
I'm
you're
not
not
picking him at
necessarily
all.
touching him. When would you
So,
want to take him then?
Probably below ADP. I don't know where he's going.
Way-
I haven't
way
looked
below
at wide
ADP.
receiver ADP, but
Like if I
can
said
assure
DK
you-
Metcalf or Darnell Mooney.
No, I'll take
Oh,
Metcalf.
darn.
neither?
It feels like a loaded question.
I know,
I'll
right?
probably take
I mean,
Metcalf because he's more talented than Mooney, but I don't like it though.
Metcalf has
I
talent.
just think about Metcalf last year, and I'm like, I get that everyone is like pretending that Drew Lock is a QB1, but he quite literally is fucking not. Like, I don't know why we're still acting like that. Like, I cannot believe that Seattle is still standing there acting like that. He is not a QB1. Like, he's straight up not.
Okay, all right. Let's do this real quick. Metcalf or McLaurin?
McLaurin.
Okay. You are
McLaurin.
you good with that, Steph?
Yeah, fine.
Okay.
Yeah,
Metcalf or Sutton?
Sutton. Easily.
I have to say Sutton, but I don't think that Sutton's going to have that great of a year
Metcalf or
either.
Marquise Brown?
Brown. Yeah.
I'm a big chemistry girl.
Metcalf or Michael Thomas?
Michael Thomas.
Metcalf.
Michael Thomas.
Okay. Wow. So you can see Metcalf going down the rankings.
Where is Michael Thomas even? Is he playing? Like, does he intend
Yeah,
on
we're
playing
assuming he's
football
playing.
next year? Or
We're hoping.
Metcalf or Jerry G?
Metcalf.
Judy.
Okay, so now we're kind of at that line. Metcalf or Bateman?
Metcalf.
Yeah,
Bateman.
that one's tough. I don't know what to make of Bateman. Like, if he gets the volume with Marquise Brown out, it could be awesome. He could have a huge year, but we haven't seen it, and we have no idea.
He has
what
to get the
Lamar's
volume.
gonna
There's
look
no
like,
receiver worth a damn.
Yeah, well, until they
there's a
sign
lot of-
Julio and Antonio Brown. But
There's a lot of noise about Bateman, and he was one of the reasons why they decided to let Marquise Brown go. And he was a draft trade, but it was most likely decided before the draft. Interesting. Metcalf or Mike Williams?
Mike Williams.
yeah, he's got Herbert.
Steph, you good there?
Yeah. This is the part where I just would just rather take a tight end.
Yeah. Metcalf or Brandon Cooks?
Cooks.
Metcalf or Brandon Cooks?
Brandon Cooks always produces when he's healthy. Although
Nico
I'm
Collins.
pretty high on
Nico
Nico Collins. I was just gonna say that. No,
Nico
I've
Collins.
heard a lot of
So
great things about him.
It sounds like we found the sweet spot there for Matt. What about Metcalf or Gabriel Davis?
Please
love
stop.
Gabe Davis, but I gotta go with Metcalf.
All right. Okay,
I beg you.
I'm just checking
I beg you.
because
not to
I'm just looking at ADP, and I know that Davis is
If I
completely.
see one more Gabe Davis as a top 15 wide receiver, I might shoot myself.
All right, well,
He had one good game, you
just use a squirt
psychopath.
gun, okay, Dan?
I cannot believe how high his value is. I get it. I'm not saying he's not going to have a good year, but holy crap, what an overreaction to one game.
Well, it's not just one game.
It is.
It feels like one game.
It
And the thing is, it may not be, but that's everyone else's reasoning.
Yeah.
So that's where I have a problem. If they actually had logic behind it, that would be cool. But
He still
one
scored
game,
touchdowns even before that one.
Yeah.
game.
He's not going as high as he is now without that game.
Hype train came from that game, and I don't vibe with hype train. So I'm on the fade train with Davis. I always fade the crap like this. Anytime that the echo chamber wants to swallow a player up, enjoy it, enjoy him. I'm out.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, so we kind of mentioned this in our last Hot Takes and Pancakes, but I think that Allen Lazard will finish as the top receiver in Green Bay.
I think Romeo Dobbs finishes the top receiver in Green Bay.
I think Amari Rodgers does.
And I couldn't
Wow. Jason's like, can I gamble on this?
I can, and I will. But yeah, I don't care. I don't care. They're going to end up signing some other free agent too.
When did everybody
Yeah,
decide
I think
Allen
that
Lazard was this
Julio
awesome player all of a
Jones
sudden?
ends up there.
That's what I don't understand. When did everyone decide that Allen Lazard was good?
Well, remember when James Jones became that
Because
good?
he does this every year. He does this.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers has done this historically with his wide receivers.
Yeah.
How many
They have
times?
great wide receivers.
Jordy Nelson,
They have an
Devontae
alpha wide
Adams.
receiver one there to take the pressure off.
I don't think they have, but I think that the expectation is that that's what he does.
Well, it isn't.
I think Rodgers is going to find his guy, kind of latch onto him.
I think it's just going to be a wide receiver room by committee where they're just spreading the ball out and winning games because they're just using what they have. They didn't really, every time they're 7-0 without Devontae Adams, scoring 31.5 points without Devontae Adams. They could get the job done without a wide receiver one because of the way that their playbook is.
Yeah.
I think there's a good chance that they employ more of a Shanahan strategy and go 55-60% run this year. And it's a
Love
huge
it.
year for both Aaron Jones and
Get Aaron Jones involved. Get him the ball more. I'm all in.
Give me all the Aaron Jones.
Is there any particular rookie that you're fading, Steph?
Drake London. I'm not Steph, but still.
He is up there because the echo chamber has swallowed him whole. I don't know.
What?
Who am I fading, Dan? We talked
Why
about
Drake
this all the
London,
time.
Dan? Well, Steph thinks.
I don't.
Just because of the hype. I think the hype coming out
see?
of college.
I'm leaking on to these people. They do too many shows with me. I'm
Just
leaking.
Need to fix the pipes. No, but I think that he's just way too overhyped for where he is. The offense he's in isn't going to be that great. I think people are making a lot more of his contested catch ability at USC that he's not going to be able to translate to the pros as much as everyone thinks it is. He had trouble. No one wants to. Everyone says the separation doesn't matter, but in the NFL, it really does. I mean, this guy couldn't separate from San Jose State cornerbacks. How is he going to do that in the NFL?
Sounds
That's my
like Marquise
problem.
Brown.
Is anyone else starting to get worried about Trey Lance, or am I the only one?
No, I'm not completely on Trey Lance. I don't want
to wait till they cut Jimmy Garoppolo. Then you'll be in on Lance.
That was my rookie. Go ahead.
Jason, I'm basically looking at you and I'm asking that question.
I don't know how I feel about Lance at this point. I think that from a fantasy perspective, he's going to run the crap out of the ball, so he's going to have value. I anticipate that he'll probably end up the season as kind of like a poor man's Jalen Hurts. I think that's very similar to what his game is going to be long term. He definitely has. Well, he's going to have better weapons this year than Hurts had last year, so that's kind of an interesting point. And I think that he has a better coach in terms of game planning and putting him in the best situation possible. I probably think that he'll probably finish the top 10 fantasy quarterback. I don't want to fade him, but I'm not necessarily like waiting to buy on him.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's not like a hot take. That I felt like it was very reasonable, and I didn't like.
No,
it.
I'm actually genuinely.
That was just an explanation, though. You weren't.
We need some crazy take that we can argue. Who's got one?
Top 3 QB, Jalen Hurts. Go.
Daniel Jones, top 10 quarterback.
No, but I actually believe it though.
Okay, so Steph, I'm on Daniel Jones.
Are you? Oh yeah, you are.
Why?
I am because I like Brian Daboll's offense, and I think that I think Jones
because before he got hurt, he was QB freaking 6.
And he still runs a lot. He's probably going to get 400 yards rushing, if not more.
Yeah. Like, he can stink. All he wants is a real quarterback. I don't care. Well, I care a little bit because it's my team. But he also is going to be a really good fantasy quarterback if they can keep him healthy. You have a vastly improved O-line.
Yeah.
Better weapons.
You have Barkley.
Half a wide receiver is part of the problem. I say this all the time. You've
got an offensive coordinator who knows how to move the ball and have success. So you've got that. What top 10 is tough because there's a lot of good quarterbacks.
Top 12.
That's possible. Top 15, I think would be like, hey, wow, look at that. So I'm on the Daniel Jones camp. I just don't.
Yeah. I mean, his value is ridiculous.
I'm not all in. I'm not all in on Daniel Jones.
I'm not all in, but I will take him in like the 15th, 16th, 17th round that I'm getting him in and use him for those 4 games he's healthy. Like, okay, whatever. Like at that point, and then he sits on my bench or goes to my whatever, fine. So I'm in on him in that aspect. I also don't mind doing that in Dynasty because I think that he goes to another team and you see some kind of Tannehill resurgence from Daniel Jones on a team that needs a quarterback. Because I think that the league is higher on him than fans are.
What do you guys think is the lowest Travis Kelce can finish this year?
12.
Fourth?
Yeah. Jason? Anything from you, man?
Well, I mean,
you're fading him.
If he gets hurt, TE 30. I don't know.
Right.
So let's do this on like a per game basis when he plays.
Fair enough.
So I would say probably 3 or 4. The only ones that I could see ahead of him would be Kittles, Andrew, and Pitts. So probably 4 would be the lowest per game.
Okay. So I mean that's.
I don't actually mean 12 either. I was just being.
If the Chiefs struggle like we think maybe they could because we've talked about that, is Kelce one of the reasons why?
No, I don't think so. If he's in the game, he's still going to get 12, 13 targets a game. He's going to be a monster, especially now with no Tyreek. I know they have a lot of. They got Juju and Sky Moore and all this other shit, but
right.
I think Juju is going to surprise people.
I'm all in on Juju. I love it.
Buy all of Juju, especially as ADP.
Yeah,
especially with the echo chamber worshiping Sky Moore. I am so done, and I love Sky Moore. Dan knows I love Sky Moore. I don't love Sky Moore anymore. Everyone ruined it for me. You guys ruined it. Now I don't like it anymore.
So, Steph, I have a question. How do you feel about the echo chamber?
I don't feel good about them. I find them really annoying and obnoxious.
Jalen Hurts is finishing his QB3 this year.
In order for him to do that, he's going to have to turn into a passer. He's going to have to win games with his arm. I'm not sure if he's ready to do that yet.
Well, he's got A.J. Brown.
Yeah.
He has A.J. Brown, sure. And that's helpful. But
and Devontae Smith, and he doesn't have to throw the ball to stupid Jalen Reagor anymore, and he's got Dallas Goedert.
Reagor is stupid.
There's a lot
of
only
39 points off QB3 last year, so that's not like...
And he's 39 points off QB3?
Yeah, and he vastly improved receiver core this year.
Okay, so that's a good argument. So what did he finish last year? What?
QB
fifth, sixth,
eighth.
Yeah. There we go.
In 15 games.
And he was
It's
39
2.5
away
points
from
a
third.
game.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
I mean, yeah, it's possible. Shoot. Now that you put the math into it.
In terms of points per game, he was QB6. So
And
So
they
2.5
got
points a game is like another 10 rushing yards and 40
if
passing yards.
Jalen Rigger just catches 2 of those bomb passes that he dropped, he'd be there. So.
AG is going to get a ton of extra yards from him this year and probably have a couple breakaway touchdowns that'll change the math on Hurts.
Yeah.
If Hurts is healthy, I'm pretty sure.
And don't
close to
never
top
forget
five.
about Devontae Smith. Devontae Smith against the CB2, and most teams is going to destroy them.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
He was one of my undervalued players for the NFC.
Yeah.
I
I'm
hope
all
that's
in.
right.
It is right.
A little homerism there from you, Dan, but I see it. I can see it.
But I have a valid argument.
I'm not blind to
I
it.
understand it's homerism. Like I get it. Like an Eagles fan, but like it's realistic. It's not like I'm saying like he's going to be like Josh Allen and be QB1. He's not. But there's a realistic way he gets to QB3.
Yeah. All right. I'm not blind to that.
All right, let's save some hot takes for the next one.
All right.
Yeah, I was gonna say I need a margarita. I gotta go watch golf. Actually, I need to go sweat my golf bets out. Like I don't have time for this. Let's go.
Should we do the secret phrase now for that?
Yeah, talk about it.
We
Please.
definitely
Good
got
job, Dan.
Yeah, I remembered. All right. So, what is this? So the secret phrase is Dan, me, was a backyard wrestler. That's the secret.
Yeah.
That's
All right,
funny.
we got that.
He's
All right.
being serious.
Okay.
I am being
So-
100% serious.
So
Go ahead,
the
Jason.
key phrase is for a spot in the Scott Fish Bowl. We will post that on Instagram and Twitter later on today. But you have to go to our Discord. You have to go to the giveaway channel, and you have to post Dan was a backyard wrestler in order to be eligible to get the spot, the Scott Fish Bowl. And we will announce a winner on Monday, I believe. So, yeah, super excited.
Super
Okay.
good.
All right, so I think that wraps it up for today. This was a lot of fun, more hot takes, not as much yelling as the first show, so that much more calmer, much more civil to each other. That's the
It's
change.
because Steph and I haven't started drinking yet.
Yeah, that's the change.
Yeah.
I need both of you heavily
That's
inebriated next time because it's more fun that way.
Okay. So the next one's going to be hot take and margaritas.
Yes.
Okay.
Hot takes and tequila.
margaritas. Hot takes
Yeah.
and tequila.
I'll think of like a fun phrase. I don't know.
Pancakes
why
and Jack Daniel's syrup.
There we go.
Got that?
Yes. Minus the pancakes. All the pancakes.
I hate syrup. Okay, get us out of here for the love of God.
Wait, hold on. You hate syrup? What is it?
Yeah,
Why?
that's my
That's a
hot
hot
take.
take.
Maple syrup is the worst
What?
food, condiment, whatever.
Okay, so we don't need that negativity in the show anymore. We're just done here. The show's over.
It is awful.
Oh, that was
It
great.
sucks.
All right.
That was perfect.
We do have to get out of here. Dan.
Okay, Dan, do the button.
Hit the
bro.
button.
I will do the button. Give me a second. All right, so check out everyone, all the stuff we have going on Champions Round, our daily dozens, up and running for baseball. Steph is doing her 32 team show, so check that out as well, and also check out our Discord and all our fun giveaways. Everyone have a good weekend, and we'll see you later.
See ya.